are you doing? How have you guys been doing? How's everyone at home? Hope you guys have been keeping safe. All right. I want to welcome you all to this online class that is week 3 and week 4. And I want to ask about the last video. That was the video meant for week 2. That is on the topic the press freedom. The press freedom. Well, we talked about what press is. We also looked at types of media, which we have electronic media and also we have print media. Electronic media, example of electronic medias are we have television, we have radio, and many more like that. And print media, we have newspaper, magazine, and many more like that. And aside from that, we looked at the importance of press in democracy and also the role of press in development, in democratic development. So I hope you guys have gone through the video over and over again, and I hope you actually understood everything in the video from beginning to the end. Okay, now we are moving forward for according to our scheme of work to week 3, and I'm going to match week 2 and 3 together as a result of that it's same topic, though human rights actually is we have it in week 3, week 4, week 5, I think week 6 also, but I don't want to do 4 weeks video together, but I'm going to do it 2 so the first one I'm going to have that week 3 and week 4, whereby we have to look at what that's the beginning of the concept of human rights and other subtopics that follows. Okay, human rights. I know right now most of you must have been thinking human rights. What is human rights? Or some of you might already know what human rights is. All right. Before we go into details, let's look at our that is our behavioral objective. What we are expected to learn at the end of the lesson. So here we have it. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to one be able to define or say the meaning of UDHR. 2, discuss the historical background of UDHR, that is how UDHR came about, how it started, and how it's come to stay. All right, with 3, number 3, we should be able to highlight the benefits of UDHR. Then 4, highlight the importance of UDHR, and the last one there, we are to be able to explain the 7 core freedom of UDHR. Again, explain the 7 core freedom of UDHR. All right. So we go to the next slide, which is about the meaning of UDHR. Okay, meaning of UDHR. Now, UDHR means Universal Declaration of Human Rights. As you can see, the U stand for universal, the D stand for declaration, and the H stands for human, and the R stands for rights. So together, it's called Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Now, what is Universal Declaration of Human Rights? It is the first global expression of fundamental human rights, which today form the basis of several constitutions, in the sense that these are set of rights that is being turned to the citizen of a particular country. That is, a citizen of the country has some privileges, has some rights in that particular country which he or she resides, and these rights are referred to as fundamental human rights. Okay, now let's look at the historical background. How does UDHR came about? Historical background of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR. Now, I need every one of you to focus on this video right now and pay attention to this historical background, because you are going to be needed to also discuss this historical background. Okay, so please let's open our ears and listen. Now, the text of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was drafted in 2 years, and that happens to be between January 1947 to 10th of December 1948, when the Commission on Human Rights first met to prepare an international bill of human rights, and December 1948, when the General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That is, after the whole thing, it was adopted by the General Assembly of UNO, that is United Nations Organization. Moving on, an 8-member drafting committee prepared the preliminary text of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So, as a result of this, they appointed 8 members, 8-member committee in order to prepare the text of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And as a result of that, the committee was chaired by Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt. The committee was chaired by Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt, who happened to be widow of a former United States president. Mr. Roosevelt happened to be one of the United States presidents of past memory. So Mrs. Eleanor happened to be his wife, and she happened to be the chairman of this committee. That is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Committee, that to prepare some text on human rights. And as a result of that, they agreed on the central importance of affirming universal respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. So that's happened to be one of the major goals, including the principles of non-discrimination and civil and political rights, as well as social, cultural, and economic rights. So these are the basis which all the rights are going to be fought upon. That I'm going to repeat it again, that the principle of non-discrimination, civil rights, political rights, as well as social rights, cultural rights, and economic rights. And these are the categories of human rights. So they also lay down these categories so that whatever they are going to outline, whatever point they are going to write out, is going to be based on these principles that has been outlined out. And as moving further, the commission then revised the draft declaration based on the feedback from member states before submitting it to the General Assembly. And as a result of that, the General Assembly, that is the General Assembly of United Nations Organization, in turn assessed the document. As after it has been drafted, they submitted it to the General Assembly, and the General Assembly in turn assessed the document, with the 58 member states voting a total of 1,400 times on every word and every clause of the text. So that's to tell you that the articles of UDHR that we have today doesn't just come as a result of a child play. Having been drafted by the 8-member committee, it was reviewed over and over again. In fact, it was even voted upon on each word or each clause or text of the declaration that has been drafted by the committee. As a result of that, there were a lot of debates, particularly because of the concern of many states in respect to some issues. Surely normal, every member state will actually make their own contributions, either to to remove those that doesn't go with their own culture or sort of, and like that. So this actually happened here also. One of the debate was on some Islamic states, whereby they objected to the articles on equal marriage rights, and on the right to change religion belief. While and you know that Muslim countries, they don't believe in it's not part of their culture that a woman should have equal marriage rights with a man, and likewise that they also have right to change religion or belief. So aside from these Islamic states, several Western countries also criticized the inclusion of economic, social, and cultural rights. That is economic rights, social rights, and cultural rights. That is the Western country. When we talk about Western country, talking about the countries in the maybe Western part of the world, Western, like Africa, for example. And as a result of the, after all the debates, you move this, add this, that every state is actually trying to try to bring their own cultural affinity into the affair of the declaration. But at the end of the day, on 10th of December 1948, the United Nations General Assembly unanimously adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights with 8 abstentions. Since the 10th of December is being celebrated every year worldwide as Human Rights Day. So after all the argument, the debate to remove this, though some were removed, some were added, like according to their debate, and they were able to focus and agree on the text that was released. That was happened on the 10th of December 1948, and there the 30 articles of UDHR, became a standard which serve as a universal fundamental human rights for all over. When we say universal, we mean global. It's something that is all rounder, is all over the whole world. Though some 8 declarations were removed, and as a result of that, at least we had something to implement, so that every countries of the world or every member of United Nations organization will follow this, and so that the citizens will have their rights. All right. Here you can see that is picture of Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt there. Picture of Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt holding the 30 articles of UDHR. You can see her there. That is how big it is. I know you'll be wondering, is this how big the 30 articles of human rights is? Yes. So because that is how they're holding it, that is how big it is. But I did something anyways, because if you look at each statement of each number from number 1 to 30, it's a long statement. So but it has some major points there. That is why in your notes I put it there that you should do a research on your own and be able to, that you should highlight the 30 articles of UDHR. I know most of you have done it, and I know some of you haven't done it. But now I'm going to show you some that is the 30 articles of UDHR that I was able to pick out on my own. I only pick out the major point of each articles from Article 1 to Article 30. Please now listen to me now. Do not copy my own. I've given you as an assignment in the last that is week 3 notes uploaded online. Do not copy my own. Go online, do research, and get your own point. Even if it, as long as it is, write it out. You're going to get your mark. But we're going to have this for learning purpose, so that at least as it is right now, we will be able to, have it offered. Because as a student of civic education, SS1 students, you should be able to know the 30 articles of UDHR, because some of these 30 articles are actually in Nigeria's constitution. Okay, let's go 30 articles of UDHR. I'm going to read them one by one, and you read after me. Okay. 1, right to equality. 2, freedom from discrimination. Right to life, liberty, and personal security. Article 4, freedom from slavery. Article 5, freedom from torture and degrading treatment. Article 6, right to recognition as a person before the law. Article 7, right to equality before the law. Article 8, right to remedy by competent tribunal. Article 9, freedom from arbitrary arrest and exile. Article 10, right to fair public hearing. Article 11, right to be considered innocent until proven guilty. Article 12, freedom from interference with privacy, family, home, and correspondence. And Article 13, right to freedom, that right to free movement in and out of the country. Article 14, right to asylum in other countries from persecution. Article 15, rights to a nationality and the freedom to change it. Article 16, right to marriage and family. Article 17, right to own property. Article 18, right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Article 19, freedom of opinion, information, and expression. Article 20, right of peaceful assembly and association. I hope you guys are saying it after me as I've been saying it. Okay, I want you to pause this video now and repeat the 30, the 20, the first 20 articles of judiciary right now, so that you can have a better understanding. And mind you, the goal is that you must know all the 30 articles of judiciary. Even if you can get known the 30 articles of judiciary off air, you should be able to know at least 20. And you all know me in your exam, be expecting it. So focus on it, area of concentration. All right, I want to assume that you've paused the video, you actually recited the first 20, and by now you already know 10, okay, or more than 10, or even the whole 20. Okay, if you actually memorize the whole 20, I'm giving you a round of applause. Next one, to you, thumbs up. So let's go to the third part, that is the last 10 of the articles of judiciary. Okay, now Article 11, we have right to participate in government directly or through freely chosen representatives. Article 22, right to social security. Article 23, right to desirable work and join trade unions. So Article 24, right to rest and leisure. Article 25, right to adequate standard of living. And Article 26, right to education. Article 27, right to participate in the cultural life of the community. Article 28, right to a social order that articulates this document. Article 29, community duties essential to free and full development. And Article 30, freedom from state or personal interference in the above rights. These are the 30 articles of UDHR. I want you to pause the video again and go over it slide by slide. At each slide, we have 10, 10. So try to see how many you know you can be able to pick off head. You can say off head from, you can recite from the first slide, the first 10 to the second 10 and to the third 10. Okay, okay, do that right now. I want to assume that you've actually done that. Then we can move forward. And before we move ahead, I want you guys to note, if possible, if you can do it, do a voice note of yourself. Do not read off head. I want you to do it off head. Do a voice note of you reading, reciting the articles of judiciary. I want to know how many you've been able to memorize. Please, parents, if you are there, please help me monitor your child. Okay, so that I can actually know that if they actually gone through this video, and also the articles, 30 articles of video, at least I want every one of them should at least should be able to know at least, no matter how it is, 15 out of this 30. And if you are able to get the 30, applause to you, and I'm going to give you a reward. So just watch out. I'll be expecting your voice notes on that. So let's continue to the next subtopic, which happen to be benefits of UDHR. That is, what are the benefits that we can derive from UDHR? Some of the benefits are as follows. Number one, it makes human rights to be protected by the rule of law. Yes. So that is why today we have the fundamental human rights in the Constitution. You have the, you know, several times I've showed you guys in the class the Nigerian Constitution, and you know that there's a section there, section 39, whereby it talks about the fundamental human rights. And also, another point there, another benefit is that it promotes development of friendly relations among nations. So since all the nations of the world are actually attached to this particular right, that is universal declaration of human rights, so this right is obtainable all over the world. It is not just about Nigeria alone, and it also brings about development of friendly nations, so the nations can come together about this particular right. What do you think you can do about it? And this and this, and so like that it creates a friendly relationship among nations of the world. Another benefit is that it promotes social progress and better standard of life. That is, as a result of this, everybody know, you know that you have right, you know your rights, and you know what to do at a particular time, and you know what not to do. Okay. I also give freedom, like especially right to privacy, right to family, right to life, right to religion. So you can do anything you want according to the law. Okay. Quote, you can do anything according to the law. Don't go and do something that is against the law and you now think human rights will stand with you. No, if you still do something that is in within the law, then human rights can stand in for you. If I defend you, if you are being about if your right is being taken away from you unlawfully. Okay. Another benefit is that it promotes universal respect for and observance of human rights and freedom. It promotes universal respect for and observance of human rights and freedom. That is, it promotes universal respect for human rights and freedom. Also, it promotes universal respect and want universal observance of human rights and freedom. So we actually have our freedom to do every certain things we want to do under the law. And number five, there we have that it promotes increased international peace and stability. Exactly, it promotes international peace and it also promotes stability in every countries of the world. That will take us to the next slide. That is the importance of UDHR. Importance of UDHR. Number one, it has made governments and their people to be committed to the progress of the declaration. And as because this is a universal something, so it has actually made the government and the citizen to be committed to the progress of the declaration. Another importance is that it has gained effectiveness and recognition of use because there are some agencies which are standing by that any nations of this world of the world that actually gone either do something or abuse the citizens' rights, such nation will pay for it. Such nation will be taken up, and such nation will actually pay for whatever it has cost the citizen. So everybody is saving their head. So they don't have any choice than to recognize the declaration because it is universal. It is obtainable all over the world. Another importance is that it has gained the global society influences. Exactly like I just said, it has gained, it's known all over the world, and there's no how you cannot say your own country is your own country want to be out of the world. It's not possible. So you have, what is obtainable all over the world is obtainable in every country. Another importance is that it has influenced most national constitution. Exactly, like I told you, like in Nigerian constitution, we can see it in um, section 39 of in the constitution. There we have the fundamental human rights, whereby is this stated. You know, you can see the fundamental human rights stated, one by one there, and as a result of that, we know that yes, this is our constitution, and our right is also entrenched, that is written inside the constitution. So that means we are covered. Okay. Another importance is that it has also served as the foundation for a growing number of national law treaties, institutions in protecting and promoting human rights. That is, there are some, as a result of this declaration, it has brought about some certain agencies which actually stand. Their own job is to, stand for those their right is being abused, or their right is being deprived of. Okay. So those are the importance of UDHR. We move to the next slide, which this happens actually supposed to be for week two, so that I'm adding it so that we can actually flow with the topic. Okay, the seven core freedom of UDHR. The seven core freedom of leadership are fundamental human rights that cannot be suspended or limited for any reason. And those freedoms are: one, right to life; two, right to freedom from torture; three, right to freedom from enslavement or servitude; 4, right to protection. 5, right to freedom from retroactive penal laws. And 5, right to recognition as a person before the law. And 7, right to freedom of thought and conscience. And we need to look at the note part. It says that the entire 7 core freedom list above is non-negotiable. Negotiable. There's what? It is non-negotiable among in all countries of the world. So no countries of the world can ever say they want to. So, like I was saying, all this 7 core freedom of UDHR cannot be, it is not negotiable. It cannot be taken away from any citizen. Let me just do a little bit paraphrase explanation. So, and when we talk about right to life, this is a declaration. This means that no human being has the right, to kill anyone, because the life that you're not able to create, you cannot kill the person, and this right is protected by law. And it is one of the articles of the UDHR declaration, part of the one that we read before, that is 30 articles of UDHR. Then another one, the second one, the right to freedom from torture. Torture is an act of inflicting, either, let me say, punishment or revenge on people. And as a result of that, we don't have the right to enforce this punishment or people. And so, and according to the Constitution, that's made us to understand that we don't have right to talk. Don't worry, when we resume, if peradventure, if you have I'll take you to that is Human Rights Commission, whereby all this will be taught, and we'll understand better. You can see right to freedom of enslavement or servitude. That is, this particular one did not make us to enslave anybody on one reason or the other. And right to protection, that is why you see in every government, one of the function of government is to protect the citizens lives and their property. And likewise, the fourth one, the fifth one, the right to freedom from retroactive penal laws. That is, everybody should have rights in the law court. That is, you have rights to actually say whatever that is happening to you. You can't just, arrest somebody unnecessarily. Okay, so we have right to freedom from retroactive penal law. Okay, and another one there is that we have right to recognition as a person before the law. That is, that everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. And the seventh one there says the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. So as a citizen, we have right to our conscience. That is, whatever you say, you have right to, in some maybe places whereby you need to talk, you have right to say whatever you hold your thoughts. You have right to have your own conscience. You have the right to choose your own religion, and many more like that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you some pictures of human rights. There you can see the children there. They're saying what are human rights, and they have pictures of some. We are all born free and equal. You can see the children there laughing. They're happy because God created us to be what? To be happy. And another one here, you know, so God created us to be happy, not just to be set of people who would just be, just take people's life unnecessarily, which is not permitted. In fact, according to the Constitution of Nigeria, it says that whoever kill anyone unnecessarily, or if you don't kill anyone, such person will be killed. You can see you have right to life, and you have no right to torture anybody. Nobody has any right to torture you. Nobody has any right to torture except if you are guilty of a particular crime. And you have the law enforcement agency to arrest, and likewise to to give judgment. So as an individual, as a person, nobody has the right to torture you or to put you in some certain torture unnecessarily. And there's a part of the constitution that also says that you cannot be called a criminal until you're proven guilty. So this is going to be the end of the class. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please, once again, go over the video over and over again. It's a long one, but still and still, take your time to listen to the video. Don't forget that 30 articles of judicial is very essential for you to know. Likewise, the historical background of UDHR. So, like I've told you, when you're done with this video, try learn the 30 articles of UDHR. I just simplify it, in one line thing, so that it will be easy for you to be able to assimilate and be able to recite. Don't forget, do a voice note without reading. Without reading it, you recite. Like I said, parents, please help me in doing this. Recite the 30 articles of video, no matter how many you know. But at least I want to hear you reading it off edge, not reading it from the book. Okay, do a WhatsApp voice note to me on 08034215026. Again, 08034215026. Please make sure you do not read the note. Okay, when you are making the voice notes, so I actually know that you've learned something. Okay, so that will be the end of this class. So as my SS1 student, make sure you take care of yourself, keep safe. Don't forget the voice note. I want to hear your voice note on the 30 articles of video, and I've told you you must know at least 15, so learn it very well. So until I come your way again, bye for now.